Well, child, okay, it just seems like every time I come to record my life or record and talk to you guys, there's some chaos going on outside. Anywho, y'all like my new tattoo? Eyes, honey. Why did I smack? Welcome back to my channel, Trishonnastrends here. I am back with another YouTube video. Today's video is how to think like a boss. Okay, let's get started. Without further ado, start the video. My pits feel like they starting to sweat, and I usually don't even sweat like that. So I'm like, let me go ahead and start this video so I can take this shirt off. I have notes in my phone, so if I look down, I'm just referencing, okay? So, how to think like a boss. This isn't how to be like a leader and all that stuff and run a company. This is just how to get your mindset going to become a boss, or if you're a boss, how to maintain your boss-like status, or to just even double check in with yourself to be like, okay, I'm on the right track. You know, sometimes we just need those reminders. So the first thing is, remember, time is money. You cannot get your time back. Okay, you can get money back, you can lose money and get it back time and time again, but your time, you will never get that back. Note to self. So you have to be willing to stop wasting your time. You need to know when to go. Like if you have a regular job, you need to know when to clock out. Sometimes we like, oh, I get some extra hours. That's extra $300 on my check. Oh, there's some extra money on my check, some extra hours. I can get this bonus money in my job. No. Now you're wasting your time. Put that same time back into yourself, because the longer you stay at your job, the more time you're going to lose, which means it's less time you have to put into your own business. You have to realize that time is way more valuable than money, okay? So don't stay an extra 3 hours to get an extra, you know, $60 when you can go home and put those 3 hours into your business, or you can go somewhere else or go work and put those 3 hours into your business. Don't waste your time partying. Again, those hours you use to get dressed, to go out, to get drunk, to recover. I mean, I get it. Someone commented, you can't always live your life all about your business. Someone said that to me. Okay, great. Thank you. I didn't know that. Yes, I did. So there's a healthy balance. Let me say that in life. But it just means, okay, don't go out so often. I see people who go out all the time, and all the time they go out. But at the end of the day, where is that getting you? All that partying. And then me, I find myself, you know, when it's like people like, okay, let's go to the mall, and then you go to the mall and they're like, okay, let's go eat, then you go eat, and then they're like, okay, let's go here, and then you go there, then like, oh, we all about to get together at so-and-so's house, then you go there. I just feel like, okay, I'm doing nothing productive. Like, that's just me. I get tired of doing that runaround, and I just feel like I'm not, it's like, okay, what am I doing? What did I get accomplished for the day besides hanging out? You know, I don't know. That's just not a fulfilling feeling for me personally. And then to stop wasting your time on relationships, note to self, that don't serve you any purpose. Stop wasting your time on people that don't serve you any purpose. Note to self. All these things, you got, like I said, if this is just a reminder for you, this is just a reminder, but we all need a good reminder sometimes. And these are all things that I need to hear as well. Things that I already know, but are just like, okay, Trishonna, go ahead and pinch yourself and remind you that that's what you need to know. Time, people, even sitting down, thinking about how people had you messed up will literally waste your time too. So anything that is not productive is wasting your time, and don't allow yourself to get caught up in that. That's the first tip. Number 2 is to delegate, or to hire people. Understand that you are not going to be great in every area of your business or your company, and it's important to delegate tasks to people who can accomplish things quicker than you or more efficient than you. Yes, this is something I had to learn, because I was cheap and broke. If you're cheap and broke, whatever, just, it's hard to be like, okay, I need to hire somebody else for this. I need to give this task to somebody else, because I spent all my time learning how to make a website, learning how to get a domain name, learning how to do all the like I spent my time learning how to do everything, so I know how to do everything for a company. But now it's like, okay, I'm now not only spent all this time, wasted time learning how to do everything, now I'm trying to do everything by myself to save a penny, but at the same time it's costing me more money because I'm not making as much money. So if you, there's Fiverr.com, Fiverr.com. You can pay people $5 if you're on a budget to do incomplete tasks for you, and these are a lot of times skilled people who are really skilled in other areas, or professional areas. They will do things for you. You can hire a VA a virtual assistant, and those are relatively cheap, but you just have to find a way to delegate. Even friends and family, even telling people like do something for trade, but just try to find a way to delegate as much as possible. Okay, so that way you can grow. The less that's on your plate, the better. Number 3, have an exit strategy. Okay, sorry I keep looking at my notes, but I just feel like this was gold that I put in these notes. And I don't always take notes when I'm talking, but this one I was like, let me do this for real. Have an exit strategy. So it's cute to be excited about your business, and like for me with the ice cream shop, oh my god, we're about to do an ice cream shop. Or me with my boutique, oh, I'm about to have a boutique. So you'll find yourself being stuck and you won't be free as a boss. And ultimately when you're a boss, the ultimate goal is to be free. So it's important to scale your business up with systems. So make sure you have things in place, so where if you needed to remove yourself, you have everything in place. And I had to learn this the hard way. You have everything in place where you can put someone in your position, so that way the business is not solely ran on you. So if you're sick, God forbid, or something happens where you can't be there for a week or 2 weeks, you're not losing money, because the business does not just run on your well-being or your presence. So that's what I say, have an exit strategy. So that way you can make the money, you know how it works, you have these systems in place, and now you hire somebody and you're out. You know what I mean? Or maybe you want to scale your business up for 3, 4, 5 years, and then you want to sell it. The goal is to be free at the end of the day. So it's cute to be excited all about your business and I'm about to do this, I'm about to do that. But when the business only runs on you, now it's just a mom and pop shop, or now it's more so a hobby. It's not scaling yourself up for like the boss life status. Just remember that. So always have an exit strategy and have systems in place, so that way you don't have to be there, so you can make money in your sleep. You're not clocking in for work. Okay, so when you're an actual boss as well, I hear a lot of people say like, oh, I gotta find something I'm passionate about first. I gotta find something I'm passionate about. I don't know who lied, but that's a lie. I used to think the same thing, y'all. This eyelash has been doing stuff from the jump, so just ignore it. As soon as you record, people want to start calling you. Hold on. So anyway, before I got really interrupted by several phone calls, I was saying you do not have to be passionate about something to successfully run a business, or to successfully become an entrepreneur, or to successfully become a boss. I used to think that, but you don't. You simply have to become inspired with finding the answers to something or solving a problem. You have to become addicted or obsessed to, okay, I'm so much closer to solving this goal, or I'm so much closer to finding the answer to this, or I didn't know how to do this at first, but now I know how to do, like, you know what I'm saying? It's really like a game, and you have to become obsessed with the game. You don't necessarily have to be passionate about the product you're going to sell or the business you're going to open, but you have to become obsessed with figuring out those steps to how to do it, or how to scale the business. Those to me is what's kept me going. Like, you guys know, I never even liked ice cream before opening an ice cream shop, but once I got into it, I was becoming obsessed with like, okay, how do we scale the business? How do we get more customers? How do we get inventory? How do we get our trucks? Like, when we first got our inventory truck, you guys, I thought it was the coolest thing ever, because yes, it's our first delivery. Oh, yeah, being it's our first one. Oh, coolest thing ever, because I never knew how that worked. When we got our build out, I never knew how that worked. So it's just, you have to be, it's like, wow, I've learned something today. I don't know, but to entrepreneurs, we dabble in things that we don't necessarily care about, but if it makes money, it makes sense, right? If it doesn't make money, it doesn't make sense. I talk so fast. Y'all ever watch people on YouTube and they talk like this the whole time, and you have to listen with your eyes, your ears, your mouth, your head? Like, I hate when people talk super slow, and so I just talk fast, probably because I listen fast and I get bored easily. Anywho, so the myth of having to be passionate about something is just, like I said, a myth. You don't have to be passionate about it, but you have to become obsessed with solving a problem. To become a successful entrepreneur, you have to be willing to solve a problem. That makes the greatest entrepreneurs, and that will also create the best business for you, usually. Okay, and tip number 5, the last and final tip of this video, is you cannot be fearful. Scared money don't make no money. Listen, You have to be willing to bet it all on yourself. You have to be willing to risk it all on yourself. If you're not going to spend your last dime on your business, don't go looking for a loan thinking somebody's going to spend theirs on you, okay? You have to be willing to take the risk. You have to be willing to have sleepless nights. You have to be willing to give it all up. You have to be willing to move. Like when I started my business, you guys, I had to move back into my mom's house because there was no way I could pay for inventory and rent and everything else that was going on when I first started this journey. And I did it for a while, but as I was ready to scale, I'm like, okay, look, you gotta cut some things off, you know. So you can't be afraid. If you're afraid, you're gonna stay in the same place that you are right now. Think about it. Where you are right now, if you're cool where you're at and you can see yourself in this same place for the next 5 years, next 10 years, next 20 years, maybe move just a little bit, great. But if you are afraid of being in the same place today that in the next 20 years, then that means you need to take that leap. Just jump. Just go for it. I've never been afraid to take risks. That's just me. I've never been afraid to take risks. I don't know where I get that from. Maybe my mom. Who knows? But if I'm doing the same thing all the time, I get bored. So luckily for me, I never had the fear bug, but a lot of people do, and that's something you have to get over. And once you really just make that leap, I promise you the rest of them become easy. So once you take that first big jump, the rest of the jumps, you guys, it's like hopscotch, okay? It's just a little jump here and there and here and there, and you get used to it. So that's one thing I've never really been afraid to do, is take professional risks. In my personal life, I get a little bit more fearful, but that's all another story. But yeah, that to me is the 5 things of becoming a boss. Really good to even think like a boss. Even like I said, this video is for anybody. Even if you're working for someone, these tips will help you get into the frame of how bosses or entrepreneurs think. So make sure you guys subscribe, or make sure you guys subscribe to this video. Make sure you comment below any of these things that were your favorites, or anything that you feel helps you become a boss or think like a boss. And I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching, and follow me on Instagram at Trishonna.